Hi, I'm Derek. Welcome back to our septic system series for the Middleton residents. We just explained the leach field, your leach field or your leach bed as part of your septic system. There's a couple of other components of a septic system that we'll talk about. This is called the monitoring port or a future inspection port. These are put on most new septic systems as a future port to inspect how your septic system is working. If you ever suspected an issue, this may be an area where you would come and look at. So right here, under this box, is the inspection port. This cap would be taken off, and when we take that off, we'd look down and we'd look at to see if the water is rising in your leach field, if your leach bed is saturated, if there's issues. If it's dry or if it's a small amount of water, it may show that things are working very well. But this is an inspection port. To find the measurements of this inspection port, usually you would look at what's called your as-built plan, which you can find in the health department. And the health department would have measurements from the corners of your house or somewhere else that would basically tell you how to find this. Because a lot of times these are buried a few inches under the ground, so your lawn mowers don't hit it, or it's right in the middle of your lawn. So a lot of times, sometimes you might see lawns where they stick up above the ground with a cap, a threaded cap. But usually you can find these by measurements. If we look over here, this is a vent system. A lot of people call them candy cane vents. Look like a candy cane in the front of yards. This one has been graciously painted by the contractor. A very easy thing to do, homeowners, is to buy a $3 can of spray paint and paint it green or brown. If you drive around neighborhoods, you'll many times see this white candy cane sticking out right in the middle of the yard or on the edge of the yard. Not too attractive, right? Buy a cheap can of spray paint and just spray paint it as something that matches the woods or your landscape. They do make other decorative type of vents, bird bath vents, granite post vents, other types of vents that if you are right in the middle of the yard and you didn't want to spray paint it, but you wanted to disguise it, they do sell those things. You can call our office. We can show you where they have those for sale. So a vent is very important to a system. Not all systems require vents. There's certain criteria that triggers when a vent should be installed. If it's a certain length of a field, or if it's under pavement, or if it's a certain type of technology. A lot of people are turning towards vents just to have it, to get aeration through the field, because science has proven that air through the leach field is good. So if you see a vent, that's what that's for. One of the things we'll talk about is, you know, a lot of times you may get odors from the vent. You know, you can basically, if you smell an odor from a septic system, it may not be that your septic system's failing. Maybe sometimes it's coming out of the vent. They do make a nice charcoal filter that some systems require, or you could not even require, that you can do and pay. That is, instead of that candy cane, you might see a black cap cover. Very cheap. It has charcoal in it, and it helps take the smell out of the air coming out of the septic system. Not all the time you smell, when you smell a septic system, does it mean it's in failure. If you smell it from your neighbors, the vent may be a few 10 feet away from your property line. The smell might be just coming from there. It doesn't mean the system's failing. So those are some things you want to look at and investigate when you think your system's failing. But a vent and an inspection port, those are two components of your system that are in the leach field. Everything usually else is under the ground. So in case you see these in the yard, that just kind of indicates what they are. So that's the end of this session. Thank you.